This is the B2CT. How you doing? I'm Jenny Boom Boom. DJ Michi is here. What up, Meech?
Morning.
And today we're talking to Reinaldo Cruz and Maurice Keitt. They're from Emerge CT. Reinaldo Cruz is the Director of Training and Business Development, and Maurice Keitt is the Supervisor and Peer Mentor at Emerge CT. So welcome to you, fellas.
Thank you so much for having us here, Jenny.
Of course, anytime. So talk to us a little bit about Emerge CT.
So Emerge Connecticut is a 501c3. We're a nonprofit agency. We're a little bit different in that we're structured as a social enterprise. We have a small revenue generating component, and we are fully insured as a home improvement contractor. The difference is that we hire and train folks who are coming home from incarceration. We offer supportive services in a family environment. So we've got training, we've got academic tutoring, we've got counseling, peer mentorship, and we've got coaching.
Wow.
What we have found out is that no job has ever kept a person out of prison. People need a chance to heal from the effects of their traumatic experiences from the criminal justice system. Being caged up is not normal. You need some time to heal. Jumping right into a job right after you get out, that's not the solution. In terms of that, we've been in existence for 10 years. At this point, we get a 14% recidivism rate compared to the state's recidivism rate, which is 47%. Right? There's something going on here that works.
Right.
We try to destigmatize mental health. This is something that we could all benefit from. Unfortunately, sometimes we got to say this is not just for white people. Everybody needs some mental health.
Absolutely.
So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but so Maurice, what's been your experience working with Emerge CT?
I would say my experience was kind of unique. So I was like fully engaged in, other activities that kind of winded me up in the criminal justice system. And upon my release, I tried something different this time. I was in a men's group, and Outlaw June Boy, he had mentioned something. He said that we got a problem asking for help. So I tried to call him on his bluff. I went to see my parole officer, and I said I needed help. I wanted to try something different. So she kind of laughed at me because, they think they know you. So she gave me a flyer to Emerge, and I bought into the program. It took me some time. There was a lot of friction because it's like they was like more so like I thought I was coming to get a job. But they was talking about emotional intelligence and personal development. And I'm like, we got it all figured out. Like we survived our childhood, so we're here now. Once I took the time out to really give myself the 6 months and look into it, I started noticing a change in myself and the people that I was coming around. Because I'm leaving work and I'm running up on dudes talking about what I'm talking about, and that's like I'm talking to a brick wall because they so caught up in what they caught up in.
Right.
And the information that we getting is so different because our trauma is normal. Like our trauma becomes normalized in our communities where we never get an opportunity to heal, and we see things from one perspective instead of other perspectives, and it's like it was just wow, you getting information about the systemic barriers, redlining, gentrification. You get those information, and it's like it kind of for me, it kind of gave me it's a mixed emotions. Like first it's more or less like I wasn't tripping when I thought that it was set up for us to fail. And now I'm getting information, and you're like, yo, now they were really highly policing your area. You were going to jail twice as much as people that didn't look like you, didn't come from what you came from. And it kind of opened my eyes and gave me a different sense of pride to be like, oh nah, y'all ain't about to get me. I ain't about to be it's really truly a trap. And we call it a trap, and we thinking it's cool, not realizing that it's really a trap. Like everybody getting paid but us. By time we done running around paying the bills, you end up right back to where you started from, just with the scarlet letter now, which that kind of keep you restricted and marginalized from all the other opportunities that's out there for us. And I realized that a lot of people just kind of like give up the fight and just get comfortable staying where they at. So I kind of like climbed through the ranks. I got promoted twice. I got promoted twice in less than 2 years.
Mm.
Um, we actually added the peer mentor component to our job descriptions. Me and Rich, shout out to Rich. It's my partner in crime in this. Uh, and they found the knack for us where we were able to kind of give back to people that came from where we came from, because we spoke a language that they understood, and we were able to put the information out to them in a manner that they can understand it, opposed to somebody coming in here with a suit and tie on, reading it from a book, talking about y'all tripping, you're doing it all wrong, but nobody's telling us the actual way to navigate our way through it. So being the fact that we came from the streets and we navigated our ways on this side of the gate, and we're kind of doing well for ourselves, to actually give people that's coming behind us an opportunity to see that, yo, it's actually a way, it's a route, and we actually putting the footprints in the sand. But we got this thing where we meet people at where they're at. So I can't expect somebody to come home with my mindset doing exactly what I did. You know, when dudes come here for the most part, you know, like how I was, you got cold feet. Like you telling you one thing, you seeing something different, you got all these different dudes coming around, it's like you don't even know what to follow. So my role now is to not so much so to kind of be the role model per se, to be the role model. Like instead of me being an example, me being an actual role model in the process. Because like I said, I was definitely a product of my environment.
So Maurice, do you feel, I'm just sorry to interrupt it. Do you feel, you must feel so much happiness around the fact that you can be in this role and help others?
So it's definitely fulfilling. It's a fulfilling opportunity to be able to provide supportive guidance to brothers and sisters that share similar life experiences that I did. And it kind of felt like that now my walk through the pavement wasn't in vain, because my trauma, I was able to kind of like experience so much to that I could almost like it's always a genuine, it's always a genuine organic connection with an individual, because people tend to look at us and I think that, like, I got an inmate number 2, but I got an inmate number. I've been in jail. I sat on that little metal bunk. I didn't go to childhood too much, but like it's certain experiences that you could get to connect with others that it's like, okay, and he moving in a way. Let me try to sit next to him and see what he's doing for me to start finding my own steps. And just being able to provide that supportive guidance along that process is fulfilling. Like I believe it's truly a blessing.
Yeah,
that's great.
I'll say too, though, and we were talking about this the other day, even on the radio, is that, you know, I think folks, if you haven't been in jail, you haven't been through the prison system, you can't truly relate with how things are. And when you get out of prison, a lot of times, you know, we were talking about this on the radio, everybody, I'll use, for instance, Bobby Shmurda, right? He got out of prison and everybody was like, he's going to get back in the studio. He's going to be doing all these things right away. And like, there's, you know, and like Remy told me years ago when she got out of prison, like, I need a second to breathe, you know, because you have to like readjust to being out of prison, right? So the fact that you guys are able to kind of be there to guide folks when they get out of prison to help them is just such a wonderful thing.
It really is, truly is. And like just from my personal experience, that so I was on this thing in Connecticut that we got called special parole. States don't even have it, don't even recognize it. I truly believe it's unconstitutional. But what happens is that you expose people to culture shock. So when you come home from jail, like, yeah, you grateful to be home, but after like the smoke clear, you like, what do I do? And likely you get pushed into certain areas, usually the same area you came from. So it's only a matter of time before you end up doing the same exact behavior, unbeknownst to yourself. You not even realize you're doing this type of things, and then everything is criminalized after a certain point in time when you're on parole and probation. So it's literally truly a setup. And what this place did for me is that it gave me an opportunity to, for one, find that I had transferable skills. Like a lot of the skills that I had in the streets, I was able to transfer them to work, like to my career path. And now more or less, like we got a different component now where we're actually producing and pushing entrepreneurship, because going to work is going to work to me. Luckily for me that like my work has a different fulfilling component where I'm actually able to heal and assist people from healing, because I can't sit there and connect with you and have a genuine conversation without me being able to relive some of my traumatizing events and kind of helping you navigate your way through them, as well as me like looking at mine in a different perspective. And then also too, it forces me to live a certain type of lifestyle because I'm not gonna be a hypocrite.
Right.
So absolutely, like a lot of people don't really realize that, and it's like some people get caught up in, a lot of people get caught up in like the lifestyle per se, opposed to realizing that like this is your life, you're trying to live here, and it ain't too many wins. It ain't too many wins out there like that, unless you don't mind sitting in jail for 3 to 5 years, 7 to 10 years, coming back starting over every time, opposed to you trying to find a different arena or a niche in the world for you to go ahead and sustain yourself and take care of your family. And that's what just really started for all of us. We were just trying to take care of ours and eat. And then it became a little more to it before you know you was caught up into it. And what to me it's like the system does is that it kind of sets you on this vicious cycle. They send you to a halfway house, then they get you a little job, no mental health, no actual like skills for you to go ahead and start your own thing, opposed to you having to go through all these red tape just to produce a resume to work with somebody else. And now you give somebody else that much more control over how you sustain yourself and live your life, opposed to like, yo, listen, you already ain't gonna be able to get a job. Let me try to push you into entrepreneurship. Let me try to help you create your own business, or find a hobby, or get you next to somebody that might want to do the same thing that you're into. And that's what we kind of provide for our community here, where it's like, yo, like we meet you where you at. You want to cook? Let's find a brother somewhere to cook at.
I love that. Don't you, Meech? Because don't you find though that when people, do leave the prison system, a lot of times they're just offered like these minimum wage jobs, right? So before they went into prison, they were making much more money doing a lot of times what they were doing, right? So why wouldn't you go back to that? So the fact that you guys are actually asking folks like, what are you interested in? What do you want to do with your life is such a great thing. So Reinaldo, tell us a little bit about the programs there at Emerge Connecticut. So, everybody's social distancing.
Programs are really interesting. You were just saying, how we help people out.
Right.
We ask people to put in your 51%. We're going to put in the 49%, basically. We're going to help you do what your goals are, what you're aspiring to do with your life. We're going to help you get there. I train people in construction. I got a carpentry background. I never know, when people come into the program, I never know if they're going to be here for a week, 2 months, or 6 months. So imparting that knowledge, imparting that understanding of how to use these tools, how to keep yourself safe. What are these tools? Like some people, like we take it for granted. I take it for granted, all the things that I know sometimes, and then meeting men and women who they've been isolated, and I see, whoa, all right, I got to get you up to speed. I gotta get you this. When you get that job, I need you to be able to be successful.
Right.
Can I help you to be successful in 2 weeks? I don't know, but I'm gonna give it my all, and I know that your interest is there too.
Another program. Let me punch in. I can punch in for a program. So we got this. So we kind of trick the guys every Friday to participate in a group therapy.
Okay.
We call it Real Talk. So, and just kind of walk you through the process. So a brother will have a topic, or sister will have a topic for the week. And like we'll meet at the table in the morning. Somebody have a topic, they open up the topic. It could be anywhere between something that they might have read, something they're going through the week, whatever it is. And what happens is that we kind of go around the room and everybody kind of touches on their spill of the topic. And sometimes it's actually like pushback and feedback. So it's a safe space for everybody to kind of go through and talk about like dear tied to the topic at hand. And you kind of like, you can't help but to open up, because sometimes like you'll realize that like when everybody's talking and going around it, like you're like, oh, like you're picking up on so many different perspectives. So I ain't look at it like that. And that's healing within itself. You got between, on the low end, 10 guys up to 22 guys at time going around a topic and getting real vulnerable, real personal, and really like just like letting out like some of the skeletons in the closet about things that they didn't deal with, they didn't look at, and it's healing. Like there's been like there's times that we done laugh, we done cried, and it's just like for that to be like for that to be a safe space for grown men that came from a system where you couldn't show no emotion, show no feelings. It's like it's empowering, and that's one of the main ones. Another one too that was critical was we took a parenting class. So I think parenting class is about being a parent, but it's really not. It's really about just interacting with humans, like, because you're not realizing that if somebody was traumatized at an early age, certain emotions were never met and organized for them. So they're growing up with these same exact feelings and issues that just got exacerbated through the prison systems and through the communities. And we kind of go through a whole process where we're actually teaching people how to meet people where they're at. So we got like the whole circle of security, like where they're at. And it's funny because it helped me establish healthy relationships with adults, with other people, as well as my kids. It's like it was kind of like the blueprint on, it was like everything that we was missing growing up in the hood. Like it was everything that we was missing. Like, we was told, don't say nothing, you speak when you're spoken to, and that was that. Like you spend most of your time in the room, if that, if you was gonna yell that, cuss that, opposed to like kind of like being able to sit and interact with a child and realize that these kids are sponges way sooner than what we think. And the thing that we think we keeping away from them, they're actually picking up on.
Yeah.
So it kind of gave us an opportunity to kind of like connect with that.
Another program of ours has been pretty successful for us is a trauma-informed class.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot and heavy, really. I mean, there's triggers, there's people just bringing up conversations that are going to bring you back to that stuff.
Yeah.
But we're trying to give you some tools of how to deal with it. Basically talking about grounding exercises, meditation, just opening up and being able to talk to people.
That's so important.
Yeah, it is though, and it's funny with the trauma class. That's one thing that like opened. That's why I was talking about the friction, because it opened my eyes to so much stuff. I didn't even know I was traumatized. I didn't even know that. I didn't think nothing was wrong with my childhood. I didn't think nothing was wrong with gunshots going up in the community. I didn't think nothing was wrong with none of that. I didn't realize how much it affected me and how I interacted with other people until like you can't help but to look at the dates of these studies that they took place. You're like, hold on, this is from the early 90s, like this is real. Like, and then when you take the information, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna look this up on my own. Like, I'm a researcher, so let me look this up. And you like, yo, like there's really actual studies that support the psychology that comes along with being traumatized at an early age. And it's like, it's fascinating at the same time frustrating, because it's like, so y'all knew this all along, and now I see why when a car backfires the wrong way in a certain community, the whole block get therapy for free. Somebody gets shot down the street where we from, it's on the news for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then we'll talk about the weather for the day.
It's not even the lead story.
Right.
Yeah, it's the lead story. So
in relation to that, we just over the summer last year, seeing all that was happening in the nation in relation to George Floyd and everything, we had an intern from Yale who's really eager to develop a social justice class, racial justice class. So we let him run with it. We put it together, and it was informative. We saw that we needed to educate ourselves. Where do we stand in this? What's going on here in this country? What has fueled the system of mass incarceration, criminal justice system? And really what's at the heart of it is white supremacy.
Okay.
And nobody has been given any cheat code on how to navigate it. Some of our ancestors have done it better, some of them haven't. But we all deal with the trauma of not knowing what to do in this system that wants to exploit us and utilize us, right? And we want to belong to it. We don't know how we want to belong to it, but we know we don't.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
It has helped us. We got to understand what our history is.
I love the fact that you guys developed that program as well. So there are multiple programs within Emerge Connecticut.
It's about healing. It's about healing.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
and take care of our own.
Yes.
yeah. That's
how to ask
this
for
is
help.
awesome. So wait, so if right now, say I'm in prison and I know I'm going to be getting out soon, right? How do I go about getting in touch with the folks over there at Emerge CT to try to get into some of these programs?
I've got some information for you.
Great.
One, our website, emergect.net.
Okay.
Okay. You could send messages there too, info@emergect.net, right? If you just want to ask some questions. How you can get involved. You could reach out to us for your next project at your home. Remember, we're certified home improvement contractor.
Okay.
All right. So y'all can reach out for that. Hire an Emerge crew. You can volunteer. Get in touch with us. Let us know what your skills are. Let us know how you'd like to help. We could see how we can plug you in. Refer someone to our program. Another way you can get involved.
So if I'm a family member and say, you know, I really want to get my family member in this program, I can also contact you.
Exactly.
So you could call, so you could call us.
Our phone number is 203-562-0171. Again,
Okay.
203-562-0171. We're located at 830 Grand Avenue in New Haven. 06511 is our zip code. We're right behind Project Moore.
Okay. And you guys also have an IG, because that's how you got in touch with me.
Exactly. So you can find us on Facebook. You can find us at Twitter and on Instagram at emerge_CT.
Okay. And you can DM you guys too, also on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Or Facebook message.
Yes.
Well, you guys, this is just an amazing thing. I mean, this has been successful for, you said, what, 10 years now? And the fact that, you know, I love, Reinaldo, the fact that you brought Maurice on today to talk about his experience with it, because it's just so important that, you know, we have these programs in place for folks. I mean, we don't want people to get out of prison and repeat the same behavior and all that trauma that you talked about, Maurice. Like, yeah, you know, I understand where you're coming from on that you didn't even realize how much trauma that you had endured through your childhood, that, you know, and why you reacted the way that you reacted.
Yes.
You know, and I love the fact that you guys are addressing that.
Absolutely. Yes. Somebody got it too. Like I said, we like a village. Like, we like the village within a community. Like, so that's what we try to do. We try to be the voice for the people that haven't had the opportunity to speak yet, and provide a platform for people that need to let it out. Everybody that's trying to fix the issues and help build the issues are from the outside looking in, opposed to people that's actually a part of the system. I was part of the system that's seeing it different, and now we could kind of like provide a different type of support, a different have a different type of guidance for people that's going through the situations. And that's what I like about this company so much, because we hire from within. Like, this was told to me this was going to be a 6-month program. I've been here for about 2 years now.
Maurice is like, Reinaldo, I'm not leaving. So
I'm middle management now, so we got work to do. Like, and now like this is going alongside with my own little businesses and stuff that I'm working on, adventures that I'm working on, and I can sit back and say that this company assists me with everything that I'm trying to do, everything I would have done beforehand if this was put here before me, before I even got a part of the justice system.
Well, I guess that's it. I mean, you guys are just doing great things for the community, and I'm so happy that we were able to have you on the show today.
Just the beginning. Thank you.
Yeah, and reach out to us as more programs develop. Always reach out to us, and because we'd love to talk to you.
You got it. We got a food justice program coming up.
Yeah.
We designed it with an intern from the Syracuse University. That's going to be hitting next month, and this is about helping us educate ourselves anew. Too many of us are still eating slave food, right? Let's call it what it is, right? They need white rice, chitlins, collard greens, the way we cook them, whatever it is. We got to learn new ways of getting those flavors that we want and the nutrients that